You're listening to the No Labels, No Limits podcast with best-selling author Sarah Box, where you get the inside scoop on the steps action takers and decision makers take to align their purpose to their principles and achieve their goals in business and life. We focus on the mantra, no labels, no limits, no excuses. Each week, you'll hear from remarkable guests who have overcome challenges and obstacles to succeed in the face of adversity. By listening to their stories, you'll get practical tips, tools, and resources you can implement today to bust through your own internalized prisons of worry and doubt. And now, without further ado, please welcome your commanding coach with plenty of chutzpah and heart, Sarah Box.
Hey everybody, this is Sarah once again with the No Labels, No Limits podcast. And I want to start by thanking you for downloading this episode of our podcast. And as you know, it's all about shedding limiting labels and beliefs so that we can all lead fulfilling, meaningful, and purposeful lives. And all of us here at the No Labels, No Limits podcast appreciate you walking alongside us on this journey of living without labels and limits. And boy, we've had a lot of changes and opportunities over the past year. And I do believe without a doubt that we are each capable of so much more than we imagine. And I know you're going to love our guest today, and I hope you enjoy this show. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest. Today, we're going to be joined by Kristina Milosevic, and Kristina is her labels and stuff are not going to tell you the full story of her, but I'm going to tell you her bio anyway. She's a marketing manager, a project manager, and a consultant. She is also a business and marketing coach, and especially for digital marketing. She's an English teacher, and she's known as a visionary. So you know that I like that. She is co-founder of promosesteam.com, and it's a team specializing in web, graphic design, internet marketing, and consulting. And she helps small business owners build their online presence by creating their websites and landing pages and developing a corporate identity for their business. And for anybody who's had to go through that process or is planning on going through that process, it's really important in having a consultant who knows how to walk with you through that and keep you focused on what's important is powerful. So I'm happy to dig into that a little more with her. But what I love about it for Kristina is she does that by helping people achieve their goals and dreams. And then that brings about transformation in their lives. Do you see the synergy here with the No Labels, No Limits show? She's the creator of a course, How to Organize and Manage Social Media. And if you stay on through this podcast, she'll share how you can get a copy of her workbook, How to Create a Social Media Strategy. And as if that weren't enough, she is one of 7 authors of the book Global Women in Business, which is a compilation of stories from business women across the globe. So including Australia, New Zealand, the US, France, and Serbia. And she's on a mission to impact individuals and support aspiring business owners just like those women are. And Kristina helps business women to connect through social media in a way that they gain awareness of networking and building their business through referral marketing. So that's different than just push marketing. So I want to talk a little bit about that with Kristina. And she is passionate about singing, speaking, and hiking, walking. And she walks about 10 kilometers 5 times a week. So we have a lot in common, Kristina, even though we're on opposite sides of the world. So let's formally welcome our guest, Kristina Milosevic. Welcome, Kristina. It's really great to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me today. So happy to be on this podcast, and you know how I'm happy to be guest today.
Well, tell our guests where you're calling or where you are zooming in from, if you will, because they'll recognize you have a little bit of an accent. Or I have a little bit of an accent. It depends on who's listening to the show, right? If they're your friends, they're going to be saying, oh, that interviewer has an accent. But if they're over here in the US, they're going to say, well, where is Kristina from? So where are you zooming from today?
I'm in Belgrade, Serbia, Southeast Europe. And, that is so amazing for me to be your guest and speak, so I'm to the other side of the world as you are now.
Yeah, we are on opposite sides of the world. I have been in your area of the world a couple of years ago, and it was amazing to me. It was amazing. So we can talk about that offline. That's not what the podcast is about. But I will tell you, it was one of the things that I thought, wow, I'm so glad I came this way. So anyway, let's get back to the interview. Um, so you are part of a group of I think you're like my 173rd guest on the podcast. And I like to start by asking every single person if there is something they do every day that keeps them focused on reaching their ultimate goal. So is there something you do?
Yeah, what I do is to do meditation in the morning, get my coffee, and prepare plan for daily to-do list. What I need to do, and that's like every single day, and that is like weekly and monthly, and to the end of the month, I can see results of my special things which I do in the morning when I get up.
So when you do your list, is that tied to longer term? This is just me getting into the weeds with you a little bit, but do you do your list and think, okay, these are the things that I have to do today? Or do those things on your daily list link to things you're trying to do within the year or the quarter? Are they like tagged to a bigger goal?
Yeah, uh, there are talk into smaller goal, and bigger, because which if I don't finish that day, I know that I need to do repetition, and all things which I didn't resolve, I need to get them and put everything in space to finish, that I get results.
Okay, so you are focused on getting results.
Yes, I am, and we need self-discipline and discipline to be much more organized, and that we can get much more productivity in our business and personal life.
Now, have you always been a disciplined person, or did you have to create the habits to become more disciplined?
Yeah, I was very, very disciplined when I was in primary and high school, and much more than I'm now. To be honest, but yes, I knew I learned habits, and we need to adapt to accept new habits, and from people who are better than us. How I can say so.
So you started off as an economics professor, right?
Yeah, I graduated in economics, but I'm so passionate about languages, and I wanted to study English language, but I do job which I love to do. So I speak only in French and Italian, and I really achieve what I want to do. Just like graduate economics, and I'm English teacher and economics, marketing manager. I have two jobs in my
So you can do the things you love to do.
yes, and I really enjoy my business, especially in my freelance team, because I was in corporate job, and it was 10 years ago, and I started my freelance promotions team, and I'm so independent. I like to work with people who want to work. That's so amazing. But sometimes you take your risk every time. You need to find clients, to speak, to handle everything, to manage team, to be a leader in your team.
So running your
juggling
own business is,
juggling between teacher and coach, like as manager. So
yeah. Well, it's, when you're running a business, you don't just get to do the thing, right? It's a business. Like you're saying, you've got all these other pieces of it, right? So it does stretch you on that. But I'm curious, you like to work with people internationally, you like languages. What do you enjoy most about connecting both at the local and international level with entrepreneurs and business communities?
I enjoy most when I connect with women, especially women entrepreneurs, and when we have strategy session call, and we know each other and introduce ourselves and know about them, just like knowing about their habits, about the job. And, just we were good friends, and I nurturing my friends, online friends. And then that way, my book just, I found a way how to be a co-author of the book. Nothing is, that's enjoy to speak with women, to know about them, and see how we can help each other.
Is
that's
there
amazing.
something that you've learned over the last, let's just say, couple of years, or even just during COVID? Is there something you've learned from speaking with all the women that you're going, I always love talking to women and helping them, but now I've learned X about the folks I work with, or I even appreciate them more because of whatever. Is there something specific that stands out for you?
Specific is to get much more loved in networking path, to because I work as a manager and project manager is in this digital and social media world and everything, but you can just start in learn something new in just for your personal life and networking. So we drank a digital coffee, sit down in front of like me and you now, and you just hear their stories, and you can just hear, and all these stories can help you if you have some problem, for example, health problem or any, you can just remind us, hey, this person, she has something like that. Maybe I can just think about it and see how I can resolve my problem. And that is like friendship, and how we can support each other, because women are so amazing. And especially when you learn about tradition in US, or just my friend, she's from Tasmania originally. And just think about, I'm here and my partner in my group, Women Embracing the World, we are co-creator of the group, so in the opposite side of the world. So that's amazing. That's you get credibility, you get everything. And that is no way, because of this time now, for me it's normal to work online.
And I also find that when you network, and online is great because it drops the walls of how far away from yourself you can network, right? It's not just in your own town or your own business community. And I think I would share with you also that I love being in groups where, it's women, there's men on there too, but people are so giving. They're just like, oh, you know what, give me a buzz, I can help you with that, or let's chat offline, or I can give you a resource, or do you want just to spend 20 minutes together? But there really is a giving, supportive, kind of just undertone, of the group, and it's so valuable. So I'm glad that your folks are getting the benefit of that too. And it doesn't always have to be around business. Sometimes it's like you said, it's just about living. And different cultures have such different ways of thinking things through that just open up possibilities that you might not ever think about. So
it was one of my friend
yeah,
is disabled, and I helped him, hey, move forward. He wanted to drive. He drew a book about tie your shoes. This is a book. And one time it was like he started learning my language, like what is my language, how I can say yes, and you can learn much more languages. Like people wanted to support you, and that is a giving, that this person love you because this person wanted to learn something, 3-4 words from in my language, how to say, and that is so amazing.
So when you're teaching people to speak English, what are the first couple of words you teach them to speak?
um Good morning, good afternoon, how do you do, what's your name,
Some basics.
basic.
Okay.
I for first instance, but there are many people who learn English in school.
Mm-hmm.
They need conversation, and that is a problem. And I teach students, managers, it's so in one-to-one I work, and it's so good when they need to speak in English. They need pronunciation. They need just they need to, because many people have a lot words in their, but they are shy to speak. They have problem with speaking, and they are not fluent in English. Spanish, and
that's how I am in a couple of, like with Spanish, I've got a lot of words. I actually understand better than I can speak it, but I will try. Like if the only option is for me to try to speak because the other person's English is worse than my Spanish, I'll give it a go, right? But you can watch people's faces and thinking, okay, am I even saying anything that makes sense to that person? But you know what? You're right. If you start, people want to teach you, and it's fun. And then German, which I'm not sure I could do very well in that anymore, but it's really great. I always wanted to be able to speak a lot of languages, so I'm just kind of envious of the fact that you do. So anyway, I wanted to ask you, when you thought about your marketing and getting more specific, we talk about digital marketing, but you also talk about network marketing. But before we even start getting into tactics of marketing, do you have your clients build a marketing plan?
Yes, they build marketing plan, and I help them how to build it, to create strategy for them and teach them how to do that. And after that, they can do with their own self, just like.
So what impact does having a good marketing plan offer somebody?
People feel like that they're encouraged. They have much more flexibility to start business, especially people who wanted to start online business. They always have problem with how to get clients, how to get leads, and and especially if they start business, they need much more to input in terms of finance to pay for someone to do that for them. For example, any kind of, there are many tips like advertising, right? Just how to create market and which tips they wanted to do. It's we can just speak in old school about just like TV, radio, and I had one podcast, one master class, and I was talking about offline business, but now it's so important when people wanted to start online. How to use social media, how to connect all their business profiles if they're on LinkedIn, or I just specialize much more LinkedIn. I do LinkedIn and Facebook, and how to connect and how to get traffic from social media platforms where they have their business profile to their websites, because they need someone to manage their websites. People come and say, hey, I want a website, but if they don't have driver who can drive this website, as you drive a car, you don't know where you want it to go. So they need marketing plan to know where they want it to go, and what they want to achieve.
So, and that really helps people stay clear, right? Because I know that there's so many things out there where people will say, do this tactic for marketing or that tactic. But if you have a plan like you're describing, it basically says, Sarah, this is what you need to be doing, because you've already thought about it. You've already thought through the strategy, what you're trying to accomplish and how you're going to go about it. So working with you would help me get clear on all of that. And then I wouldn't be just going after every little thing that happens. I would be staying focused. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So people need plan, because uh, I have my course, but every single person is different with different energy, and you must work with this person one to one and be adaptable to this person, because you can create, but a person will have a course. This person needs someone to teach and explain how to walk this person through this course, because all of them, they don't have knowledge or something. More people just realize quicker than other people, and all these kind of person are different. So for me, I work with different people with different energies, like as I work with my students. And by the way, in interactive work, I learn from them also. That's so important for me.
You're learning from your students.
Yes, and
Yeah.
my clients, because sometimes clients give you wind to the back. You work something, but when you see what client needs, you should say, hey, I need to do that because I need to learn much more to get my clients to the end of the path where this person wanted to go.
Yep. I know it really makes you be a better consultant or coach because you can see that their next step is going to be something you need a little more information about. And so it stretches you to grow. It's one of my favorite things about doing coaching or consulting is like thinking they're going in a direction that I'm knowledgeable about, but I need to get better. Right. And it does, it helps you grow, but because you know where they're going, it directs you. So you're not like trying to figure everything out and it's not the right thing. So, what did setting up your goals, how did that affect your own journey to get where you are in your career today? Because you like you said, you started in economics, then you went into marketing. Did you have goals to do that? Or was that just kind of like coincidence or,
To be honest, I have goals. I had goals, and this is my dream because I wanted to work, to do job which I love to do, and connect with people internationally because I know that I can travel all around the globe sitting in front of my computer. And for me, I put my goals also. It's nothing as coincidence because, as I said, I worked in corporate job, and when you have I wanted to be my manager, my boss, to put my destiny in my hands and move. And that is how I travel around the world through networking and learn about referral marketing. As I said, you need some person, you met some person, and you see that you can move forward, and that is how people connect. So I have goals, and I'm on my way to realize my bigger picture of my goals. And we need always to learn and be educated, and this is a path which I wanted to follow. On
Yep.
mission, my vision and vision.
Yep. And having that really kept you going in the direction you wanted to also. Have you ever had to like leave a position or a job or something that you knew just wasn't going in the direction of your goals?
Yes, it was. It was one or two times, and some company just closed down. And then, and you can see when you have experience, you see, hey, I want to be freelancer. I wanted to choose my clients. I wanted to that my job be my passion, and I live my life and my passion in my job, not to be boring, just to be something which I wanted to be proud of. And that is.
So I want to talk a little bit about that global book, Global Women in Business book. And I'm wondering what or who inspired you to co-write that book?
It was 5 years, maybe 5 years ago. I met one lady. Her name is Samantha Jensen. She's the owner of self-publishing company, Samantha Jensen. And we had some. She's in Melbourne, and we had some kind of workshop. And at that time, my vision was to work globally, and it was so great project. And now she worked like she had and has many different titles, many for the book and different projects. But this project was so at that moment like God sent to me. I don't know, universe. I don't know how to explain, and it was great. And I applied for this project and create my how to get impact and influence other women to work online. And in the book, I describe everything, and people can read it. And also, I'm at Biba Pedron. I invited her. She's from France, but she also she imagined that she wanted to sit down and work online, and she moved to US originally because she lived there. Or she lives there, and she applied also, and we waited a little bit, and there are 7 women. So that's great. It was so for me like I can publish my book in Australia. So just sounds like a dream. And I can say that I live my dream with this book. I promote this book here in my country, in Belgrade. It's a big book fair every single year in October, but for all this situation, we hadn't fair last year, but I was 2019
for the book fair on it.
Yeah, it was
So
great, really.
are you have the book that you're writing now in your workbook, right? So did you start the workbook after that?
Yes, I started after that. It was this workbook, how to create social media strategy. It was maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I can not remember but the date of this book, but yes, I created after that.
So how does your workbook help people or help the readers achieve their goals? Like, so, or walk us through it. Like, what kinds of things would I expect to see in the workbook, and how would it help me?
You can see some kind of questions. Who is your ideal client? How you can put your marketing plan? Just to answer on many questions to create strategy for your social media planning, and how to manage your social media pages. And that is like, who is your ideal client? Who is your target market? How can you describe your ideal client, for example, or what is your income? What do you want to achieve? There are many good questions which people can answer, and this strategy can take them to when they start online business.
So it helps get focused. Yes. And then when that's interesting, like, who's your, that question, who's your ideal client? Who's your target audience? What do you think is the hardest thing people have in answering that question?
Sometimes it's not easy to answer.
That's why I'm asking you this, because I don't think it's easy to answer. I want to know, you're the expert. I want to know.
Yeah, they need to know, to be much more focused on their clients, who they are, what they do, how they can find them, their ages. They need to know much more about them when they wanted to, for example, to know their status, to know their ages, for example, where they work, what are their hobbies, what they like, for example, are they married, or just do they have kids? Just like there are many things that people want to put in which industry they are, that and depends of business owner who want to start a business, and that I can explain like this, if this can help.
So, but do you think that people have trouble getting small like that and specific, but they want to say, no, I want to serve everybody, and instead of getting very specific?
No, we can't serve everybody.
Right, but do your clients, that's one of the questions. Is it hard for them to get specific?
They need to be specific, and that it's my job to focus them, to help them on their path of focusing, just to get it, because they cannot serve everyone. They need exactly to know who are their clients and where are they, and how to find them, especially, which I like. As I said, I love referral marketing and networking. I'm not salesy and pushy person, just like to introduce and help this person maybe to connect with, just referral marketing is so good thing.
So let's talk a little bit about referral marketing, because I think sometimes when people think about networking, it's more of the whole going there and saying, here's my business card, or let me tell you about me, but it's not so much about looking for ways to help people or even referral marketing. So when you say referral marketing, what does referral marketing look like? Not just the definition, but like, how is that different than advertising kind of things?
Referral marketing, when you have B2B or B2C meeting, any kind of meetings live, for example, and you give this person business cards we cannot say that is referral marketing. Referral marketing is something which I say you, my call to action. Do you know someone who wanted to start, someone from your relatives or your neighbors or or for your client who want to start online business, for example? And people always who refer to me, they put their credibility in that way. So referral, you need someone who need to refer person, and it's always when we know each other, this person, this we can refer everybody and everyone to everyone, because when you want to refer someone, you need to know this person and put your credibility in that way. Just, it's no easy way to refer someone, people need to work with me and know that they can refer, especially my clients who work with me. Or when I give business card, as I said, we put strategy call, strategy session, know each other and connect. That is like kind of networking and supporting. And something like my friend in my group say, hey, Christina does that and that. She does, because she's so open-minded that she can refer me and put her credibility in that way.
Well, and you've built up trust in that way, right?
Yes, people need to trust, like, and believe you.
Yep. And so that takes time. For anybody who likes immediate gratification or immediate results, this isn't about taking advantage of people or anything. It's about creating relationships. Like you were saying, where hey, we know Christina, I can refer you to Christina because I know her. I know how she works, or I have confidence in her. And that's a big vote. That person's basically putting their stamp of approval on you.
As you said, we need to build relationship and to believe each other. Through referral, just like as your through my portfolio or my business, who am I as a person? Am I open mind? And how I do that job on time? Many people they have some. Just referral marketing is so, and people need to teach other people about their business. They can teach someone to know about my business, that this person can refer me to the third, fourth person, for example.
Right, which is going above and beyond a business card, right?
Yeah.
So if I was going to teach someone about your business, what would you want me to tell them? The short kind of elevator pitch that says, oh, tell me more about Christina or how I can get a hold of her. What would you want to teach me about you?
About me, I like relationship. I like networking. I like to work with people and get them to trust me and that I can trust them in first and foremost, because that is only on relationship and in relationship. That is the first thing, I think. And also my work, like samples of my work, or how they, there are many things about, but first of all, it's a relationship and trustworthy.
Sure, because then I could say, hey, you know what, you're looking for a marketing person, you want someone to help you do your digital presence, but you pretty much, I'm making up a person I'm talking to, but you are such a relationship person. I think you should talk to Christina because that's how she is, right? Because you just put forth that you relate to people. You want to take care of them, make sure they're a match, and have a good relationship with them to help them. Versus folks who go, no, just give me your stuff, we'll get it fixed, and then you can take it from there. So
first thing is good enough to get relationship, and when people know, because as from my long period, my experience in my English teaching, I don't need people just call to me and say, because they know about me, they hear about me through maybe I teach them 1,000 students, for example, and that is the way that I wanted to achieve, like this, is the coaching and consulting, to be in the same time,
Yep.
So for example, I had one podcast, and this lady, she's in New York City, and she said to me, hey, I can't believe it, when I put you a messenger, you always answer at the time because of time zones, and you're really nurturing your friends, and you're really nurturing your clients, and and I always wanted to help. Sometimes in not easy way that I need that they can pay me. Every single time I give people discovery call, how to help. If they don't want to work with me, no problem. But you can see what people need, how they think about it, and everything is in interactive work and relationship.
That's fun, isn't it? It's really fun to do those discovery calls. So, are you going to write some more workbooks or other books?
Yeah,
Are you working on anything?
I'm planning to work maybe just about much more about business plan, marketing plan. This is like a phase 1, financial and online presence. So I will write it down, and maybe one day we can speak about it.
That would be great.
Yeah,
no, that would be great. So, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that you have a workbook or a sheet that you're willing to give people to help them. How do people get that information from you, Kristina?
They can come to me and they can connect with me on Promote This Team Facebook page, Promote This Team, and also email me info.marketingsr@gmail.com. info.marketingsr.com.
Okay.
Gmail.com.
Gmail.com. We'll put that in the show notes. So anybody, if you're happen to be working out at the moment or walking or driving, don't worry about it. It'll be in the show notes so you can find the links to go get the freebie, the gift from Kristina. And I think what I would like to ask you is if there is any parting word of wisdom that you want to offer any entrepreneur who is going, I don't know if I need a marketing plan, or I don't even know where to start. What would be the first thing you would suggest for them to do in finding someone to work with? Or what question?
Just to have a call with me, just like to explain them and see what they need, this person, just to help anyway without obligation.
Yep. So you could help them get clear.
Yeah, get clear to see what this person needs and see, like, just as a doctor diagnosis, to see what is the problem, I'm a problem solver. So I wanted to know how I can help this person in no obligation to work with me, but I love it, to help and see how I can ask this person how I can help to start with website or any other digital they need some rebranding also, how to help them to achieve that or change colors on website and any other changes or whatever it is. Like in my expertise, I would love to help.
So I'm going to encourage everybody who's listening, if you are sitting on the fence or you are thinking about, wow, this is an opportunity for me, I need to change something on my website, my communication, my marketing, don't be afraid. Don't say you'll do it later. Grab the link to Kristina's website, schedule a call with her. Like she said, it's no obligation and she loves solving problems. So she's going to help you diagnose where to start, whether you get help from her or not. She can get you pointed in the right direction. So be a little uncomfortable and schedule that call. Don't put it off, because that'll delay your own results. So Kristina, with that, I just want to thank you for being on the podcast today. I've been looking forward to this. We talked about how we had to reschedule a couple of times because life was life. And that happens. So I'm glad we finally got to be able to spend time together and join the two halves of the world.
Thank you so much. And my pleasure was to be here. It's a huge pleasure for me. And thank you for inviting me to be your guest in this podcast.
You've been listening to the No Labels, No Limits podcast with best-selling author, change agent, and strategic vision coach, Sarah Box. You can grab the show notes and find out how to work with Sarah at sarahbox.com/no labels, no limits podcast. We'd love this podcast to reach as many people as possible. So please remember to rate, leave a 5-star review, and share the podcast with someone you think would get value from this conversation. Until next time, keep taking those daily action steps to align your purpose to your principles and achieve your goals in business and life.